This is a poem by Rudyard Kipling. It's called Gunga Din. Gunga Din was a water carrier or a beastie for British troops in India. And it's a good one to learn and tell around the campfire. You may talk of gin and beer when you're quartered safe out here and you're sent to petty fights at Aldershot. But when it comes to slaughter, you will do your work on water and you'll lick the bloomin' boots of him that's got it. Now, in India's sunny clime where I used to spend my time, serving of Her Majesty the Queen, of all that black-faced crew, the finest man I knew was our regimental beastie, Gunga Din. It was din, 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 you limpin' lump of brick dust, Gunga Din. High, slippery, hither-o, water get it, penny low, you squidgy-nosed old idle Gunga Din. The uniform he wore was nothing much before, and rather less than half of that behind. A piece of twisty rag and a goatskin water bag was the only field equipment he could find. And when the sweatin' troop train lay in a sidin' through the day where the heat would make your bloomin' eyebrows crawl, we shouted, "Harry by!" till our throats were bricky dry, and then we whopped them 'cause he couldn't serve us all. It was din, 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 you heathen, where the mischief have you been? You'll put some jewelry in it, or I'll marry you this minute if you don't fill up my helmet, Gunga Din. He would dot and carry one till the longest day was done, and he didn't seem to know the use of fear. If we ran or broke or cut, you could bet your bloomin' nut he'd be waiting 50 paces right flank rear. With his music on his back, he would skip to our attack and watch us till the bugles may retire. And for all his dirty hide, he was white, clean white inside, when he came to tend the wounded under fire. It was din, 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 with the bullets kicking dust spots on the green. When the cartridges ran out, you could hear the front file shout, "Hey, ammunition mules!" in Gunga Din. Now, I shan't forget the night that I fell behind the fight with a bullet where my belt plate should have been. I was choking mad with thirst, and the man that spied me first was good old grinning grunt Gunga Din. He lifted up my head, and he plugged me where I bled, and he gave me half a pint of water green. It was crawling, and it stunk, but of all the drinks I've drunk, I'm most grateful for that one from Gunga Din. It was din, 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 here's a beggar with a bullet through his spleen. He's chawing up the ground, and he's kicking all around, for God's sakes, get the water, Gunga Din. He carried me away to where a dolly lay, and a bullet came and drilled the beggar clean. He placed me safe inside, and just before he died, "I hope you like your drink," says Gunga Din. So I'll meet him later on at the place where he is gone, where it's always double time and no canteen. He'll be stooping on the coals, giving drinks to poor damned souls, and I'll get a swig in hell from Gunga Din. It was din, 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 you Lazarushian piece of leather, Gunga Din. Though I've belted you and flayed you by the living God that made you, you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din. Fun.